Hey guys, I hope you're doing so well and welcome to the Hypnosis 101 workshop. So, for this workshop, I'm going to talk a little about hypnosis, what it is, what it isn't, debunking any myths. And then I'm going to flow into a hypnosis session with you all. And for the hypnosis session, I'm actually going to record it via GarageBand because I notice that when I record things via Zoom, especially hypnosis sessions, the recording turns out really crackly. And so I want to make sure that it's as clear and enjoyable as possible for you to listen to. So, hypnosis, what it is and what it isn't. And like I mentioned, guys, this is a Hypnosis 101 workshop. So, we're just going to just touch base on the science just so you have a all-rounded understanding of what it is. So, hypnosis is a very natural state. It's so natural, in fact, that it's just the state between awake state and sleep state. So, all of us pass through a hypnotic state every evening before we go to sleep. And so, right now, you and I are communicating on a conscious level, which is just the higher brainwave states, right? This is the conscious mind. 10% of our whole conscious mind, that little iceberg poking out of the water. And we are riding on the frequency of the beta brainwave state. Underneath the beta brainwave state, that's when we tap into the subconscious mind. And this is the levels of the mind where we ride on alpha, theta, delta, and the lowest state, gamma brainwave states. And as a hypnotist and a hypnotherapist, this is the state that we work on, the deeper levels of the mind to reprogram our subconscious mind with goals and dreams and the higher visions for our client's life, which then flows into meditation. I know that there's many meditative experts in this group. There's no difference between meditation and hypnosis. They are the same. They are the same. They tap into the subconscious mind, the deeper levels of the brainwave states, alpha, theta, delta, and gamma. However, someone will go to a hypnotherapist for permanent lifestyle change. Someone will do hypnosis because they have a goal, a vision that they want to achieve, or they want to unlearn habits and addictions and relearn healthy lifestyle changes. For example, someone will go to a hypnotherapist to, maybe cut down on their drinking or eradicate drinking altogether, completely eradicate gambling, get rid of smoking out of their life, embody healthy lifestyle changes to do with eating. I myself am in the personal development field. Get clients also that want to reprogram their subconscious mind for success. So completely unlearn financial insecurities, unlearn bad relationship beliefs that they picked up when in their younger years, and to begin to reprogram their mind with healthy, strong, powerful beliefs that are aligned with the woman or the man they are today, that are aligned with their goals and visions that they want now present for their life, and not back when they were, younger, when they were at the expense of their parents' beliefs. So, the levels of the mind. So, right now, you and I are interacting on a conscious level, which is 10% of our whole mind, poking out of the sea, right? So, the conscious mind is all to do with, is all to do with analyzing, judging, taking things off our to do list. It's the critical mind as well. It's all the memories that are at the forefront of our mind, like what we're going to make the family for dinner and whatnot, things that we did yesterday, conversations that we had. Um, Whereas underneath that is the subconscious mind, the deep blue, everything that is completely out of our awareness that's running the show. The subconscious mind holds all our beliefs, all our habits and addictions. And so underneath the subconscious mind is the unconscious mind. And many hypnotists believe that the unconscious mind holds the deepest memories that we have. They say that the subconscious mind can tap us into past life memories. This is where hypnotists work on a deeper level past life regression work. And so the subconscious mind has superpowers. That's why many thought leaders and self-development experts call it the superconscious mind. And it also holds our wisdom, and not just our soul's wisdom, but the universal wisdom as well. That's why, Meditation is so powerful because we bypass the conscious mind, we tap into the subconscious mind, and that's when what A Course in Miracles calls the still small voice comes out and speaks to us, our intuition. Whether you call it God, Goddess, our intuition, source energy. There's all these different names for it. That's why meditation is so powerful for gaining insight into decision making, because our conscious mind is no longer in it. Our subconscious, by tapping in to not only our soul's wisdom but the universal wisdom as well. And so a superpower that the subconscious mind has is that it learns very fast. It picks up information very fast, like rapid speed, like a sponge. And so during the first 0 to 7 years of our life, there was no conscious mind, actually. We were running at the expense of the subconscious mind. And there's a reason for this. And like I mentioned, that's because it has superpowers. It picks up information like super, super quick, like a sponge. And so we need to learn very early how to look after ourselves, right? This is all survival instincts. And so there's many things that we learn during the very first 0 to 7 years of our life that serve us. However, like I mentioned, it picks up things very quick. It's like a sponge. It absorbs very quick. It learns very quick. There's many things that we do pick up during these first primary years of our life that don't serve us, right? This is the period of our life that we learn the foundation and the platform of how to interact with the world. We look at our dad and we follow how our dad shows up in the world, who is the role model of a man in the world. We look at our mum and how she shows up in the world, who is a role model of how a woman should show up in the world. We look at our dad and how our dad interacts with our mum, how our mum interacts with our dad, which sets the foundation and platform for relationships. We also learn about finances and what money is in our relationship to money during the very first 0 to 7 years of our life. What was the relationship around money in your family? I don't know about you, but I remember being very young and just doing my homework. Mum and dad are just arguing and screaming about scarcity and about money. So I've had to do a lot of work around money now that I'm an entrepreneur and now that I'm a sole business owner. I had to reprogram myself to align my new beliefs based on my goals and visions and what I want for my life. We learn a lot about love, these primary years of our life, right? Who do we need to be and what do we need to do in order to receive love? I remember when I was 4 years of age, and that's when I began to get into a Stedford and do poetry and swimming races and running races. And I was very athletic and I was very good at poetry. I was very good at speaking. I was very good at speech and drama. And I would win a lot. I'd win a lot. And whenever I won, I'd get picked up and hugged and I'd get given gifts and chocolates. And so from a very young age, I then associated with, I associated love with winning. I was hungry for it, right? I'm like really, striving and meeting expectations because of this crave I had to feel this validation from the world. And so that left me in a very hungry rat race of winning, of meeting expectations, of looking a certain way in order to receive love from the world. The issue with that is that it's very unsustainable. So we learn these learnings from the world. My teacher actually says that everything that we need to learn in life, we've learned at 7 years of age, which is so interesting because I began to question, well, like I didn't know, calculus or anything at 7 years of age. And he said, yeah, well, that's just all piled on knowledge. He says, we've learnt the foundation and the platform of how to interact with the world at 7 years of age. It's so interesting because then at 8 years of age, that's when the conscious mind then begins to form. Deepak Chopra, he talks about this. He says that you can see when the conscious mind forms. You can see exactly when the conscious mind forms in your little girl or in your little boy by their eyes. He says by 8 years of age, one day the innocence will be there, and the next day you look and the innocence will be gone in the eyes. He reckons exactly when the ego mind forms, which is the conscious mind. So the ego mind forms at 8 years of age based on the subconscious reprogramming and the learnt beliefs and behaviors from the years before. That's why then change becomes a lot harder because you're then having to bypass the conscious mind in order to reprogram the subconscious mind. And so that's why since learning hypnotherapy and being a professional hypnotist, that quote means so much more to me. The quote that says, "Show me the boy and show me the girl at 7, and I'll show you the man, or I'll show you the woman." I also went to a really powerful psychologist talk who said that um, a teenage woman and how she shows up in the world and her self-esteem and her confidence is directly related to the relationship she has with her father. Father's words shouldn't be "I love you" to the little girl, but should be "I'm proud of you." Obviously, say "I love you," that they're very important, but she says to build a girl up to be a very strong, empowered woman and a very strong sense of self-esteem, that most important words you can say to her is "I'm proud of you." And she goes on to say that that needs to come from the father, that there's a very powerful relationship between a young girl and a father. Um, Obviously, some of us didn't have that. Some of us, our fathers were absent or even abusive, or just didn't show us that. That more importantly, now that we're older, teenagers, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, more importantly, we need to give it to ourselves. And this is when we walk the path of our self development journey of unlearning old beliefs and relearning true beliefs that are aligned with what we want for our life now that we are adults, in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or so on. So there comes a point in our lives, where, we're bypassing our teenage years and we're at the expense of our subconscious programs, and we're just automatically interacting with the world based on our learnt behaviors. There comes a time, in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or so on, that we want more for our life, right? We begin to think that, how good it would be to have an abundance, how good it would be to be my own boss, how good it would be to have a thriving relationship. And my coach says that we do like something really crazy and we get a bit emotionally drunk, and we do things like actually begin to take action on our dreams, on our visions, and just this higher calling and purpose for our life. But he says that the moment that we step out and we begin to take that action, on these dreams and visions for our life, that's when these beliefs and these subconscious programs scream the loudest, right? Before then, before we were just kind of like blasé and interacting with the world, the stinking thinking, the critical mind, the subconscious beliefs were quiet, right? Because we were just cruising, we were just hanging around. But as soon as we step out of line and we begin to take action on these conscious dreams we want for our life, that better relationship, that's when these subconscious beliefs scream at us that we've learned when we were younger. No way, like, you can't have a better relationship. Relationships equal pain. So what happens is that we take action on this better relationship, yet what might happen is that we sabotage it. For example, I can tell you a personal story of my own, was that my mum and dad, I would say that they didn't have the healthiest relationship at all, actually. And so I learned from quite a young age that relationships equal pain, because could see how much pain my mum is. And so I embedded that belief in at a young age to protect myself from ever experiencing the pain that my mum experienced. So then as I got to my mid 20s and I began consciously, I'm like, oh, how good it would be to have a mate, to have a soulmate, and to walk this beautiful life with. I'd sabotage relationship after relationship after relationship, right? I'd attract these beautiful men into my lives. And as soon as I'd feel some hint of feeling, I'd run, because I didn't ever want to experience the hurt and the pain that my mum went through. So I learned this learnt belief at a very young age to protect myself. And we do, right? We learn these learned beliefs. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough, whatever it is, as protective mechanisms so that we never ever have to experience that pain again, right? Maybe it was from a past memory of going for a dream, or asking that man out, asking that woman out, or taking a shot at that entrepreneurial idea and, losing money or whatever, we learn these learnt beliefs based off a past memory and a past experience. And so these beliefs then are used as protective ways that we never ever have to experience that pain again. We never ever have to experience that emotion again. However, the tragedy with these beliefs are, even though they protect us from emotional pain, they keep us from truly living. They keep us living in a very, very stale and trapped way, right? That's no way to live a life. Actually, one of the beautiful gifts of life is to have a very positive attitude and connection with failure, realizing that failure is an opportunity of growth, an opportunity to expand, an opportunity to play a bigger game. I feel that in this lifetime, you know, we are given one shot and the soul is destined to constantly expand. However, these beliefs just keep shutting her down, right? Keep shutting the intuition down, you know? And I see this so often, right? Like men, women that come to me 50, 60, 70, you know, even mid 80s, never ever given their gifts a go at life. You're born for greatness. And the the beautiful gift is that all these beliefs that we've learnt in life, everything up until now has all been learnt. So the beautiful gift is that everything that's been learnt can be unlearned. And this is where subconscious reprogramming comes into play, and other types of modalities, such as I think some types of psychotherapies, also NLP, self hypnosis, hypnosis, all work on a subconscious level to reprogram our minds and our beliefs with new empowering beliefs that are aligned with our goals and visions and the woman and the man who we are today. So this is the power of hypnosis. The way that I see hypnosis is an unlearning process, and a remembering process of the truth of who we are, realizing that no baby comes into this world thinking that it's not good enough. No baby comes into this world thinking that it's not worthy of love. Where do we all learn this from, right? Like a baby, and like I crack up about this. Like a baby doesn't like look at its ass and be like, yo, like my ass is too big for this nappy. This is all learned behavior. So, like I mentioned, everything unlearned. The beautiful gift is that everything learnt can be unlearned. And this is the power of hypnosis, of reprogramming your subconscious mind with your goals and dreams and the higher visions that you want for your life now in the present, now that you are 20, 30, 40, 50, and you are so focused and directed with what you want. Imagine for a second that you can have it all. Imagine for a second that you can have it all. The beautiful, empowering relationship, the beautiful, powerful and strong body, that entrepreneurial gift and idea that you want, the success, the fame, being of service to the world, you know, being of high value and high service to the world, embodying that powerful philanthropist idea. Imagine for a second if that is possible. It's so possible for you and your life, and it's all there for you. We just need to get a broom out and just gently begin to, broom away the excess debris of the stinking thinking, of the beliefs. And you know what? Um, it doesn't take long. My life right now is barely recognizable. Um, I was an engineer. And I was doing this work part time. Um, I began doing self hypnosis and hypnotherapy, and my life began to transform. And they weren't just subtle shifts, they were quite profound shifts. I began to see that this entrepreneurial gift idea that I have for my life is possible. And the more and more I began to believe that on a subconscious level, the more and more I began to attract it and draw it closer to me. We have this beautiful bundle of nerves just under our brainstem called the RAS, reticular activating system. And the reticular activating system acts like a filter. And it acts like a filter because it literally filters out anything that's not aligned with our thought forms that we are feeding ourselves, and it completely filters out everything that is not aligned with our beliefs, right? We play life at the level of our belief system. Everything that you see right now to do with relationships, finances, whatever it is to do with your beliefs and what you believe is possible for your life. So the reticular activating system will completely filter out everything that's not aligned with your beliefs. So that's why, on a conscious level, you might want this relationship for yourself. You might want this abundance of cash flow for yourself. You might want this entrepreneurial gift idea and to serve humanity on a deeper level. However, remember that's only 10% of your mind power wanting that. You've got 90% of your mind running the show. And if they're programmed to do with limiting beliefs, then that's you're running on belief system that's 180 degrees away from actually what you want for your life. And that's what your reticular activating system is going to hone in and hook into every single time. Powerful reticular activating system. It's very, very powerful and something that many self-development teachers speak about. So when you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind, you begin to see that your reticular activating system will begin to expand and hone into these new belief systems. However, it does take repetition. Um, you can have definitely an overnight success, but the subconscious also learns through repetition. And that's why self-hypnosis is so powerful and so important in between sessions. I want to tell you another story. So I'm looking at my vision board at the moment, and I have a car on this vision board. And I said this in my last workshop. It's just so powerful how this works. I have this beautiful car. I'm looking at it now, and it's a car that I've never ever seen before. I just saw it on the internet, and I'm like, yes, I want that car. It's a beautiful car. It's a white family car. I love it. I can just imagine myself, going to workshops with it and doing my speaking events. And yeah, it's beautiful. I'm looking at it now. Hey. Um, Never seen this car before in my life. I began to do self hypnosis, visualize it, visualize the feeling of what it would be like to drive this car. Never seen it in my life. I'm now seeing it everywhere because I'm programming my subconscious mind. My reticular activating system is filtering out every other car, and I'm literally focused on this car and I'm seeing it everywhere. It's like everyone in Mount Isa now has this beautiful car that I want. So this is the power of this work, and this is all the law of attraction, by the way, because if you believe that your thoughts and emotional state create your uh, present that you're looking at now, and then we create our future based on our present reality. If you are bypassing the conscious mind, embodying into your subconscious mind, visualizing what you want, creating the feeling, then you've got your feeling and your thoughts directed and directed towards this goal and vision for your life. You're then creating your future as a result. So this is all law of attraction. This is 2021. Law of attraction is very, very natural now. So I'm now going to follow on to a session, and I'm going to record that through GarageBand. So I love you all so much, and take good care. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Put any questions in the comment box. Reach out via Messenger, Instagram. I'm so available to you, and I'm here for your success and for your ultimate well-being. Yeah, because we need you more than ever right now, right? You have a higher purpose and a higher calling for your life, and I believe in you. Take good care.